What's up YouTube? My name is Adam and this is Broke Man Finance, a channel for the regular person that is just trying to make a little bit of money in the market. Now if you're here after finding yourself at a loss from the GameStop and AMC debacle, well, let me give you one stock today that I believe can start recouping those losses for you. I am a fan of Draftkings, ticker symbol DKNG, because of several reasons. One, they're an industry disruptor. Two, it makes gambling very convenient and it puts it in your pocket. And three, there is still a massive untapped market around the country. As states open up the legalities of online gambling, Draftkings is only going to become more and more profitable. If you watched my last video on Draftkings, you'll probably remember me mentioning that around half the states still had not legalized online gambling, and the ones that sort of have legalized gambling at all still had some pretty heavy restrictions on it. Some of the most populated states, Texas, California, New York, Florida, still have not legalized it, but there is supposedly legislation on a lot of the desks in these state government houses. And as us investors await on the good news from those states, Draftkings, they keep pushing forward and they're getting good news in other areas. But before we get into it, I've got to mention this really quick. Our Discord. We got a brand new Broke Man Finance Discord. I left the link in the description below. Please come by, join up, chat with us about what stock plays and things you're doing in the market. If you're curious about where I get my breaking news and a lot of my option play ideas, I left the link to Stock Whispers. That's also going to be in the description. If you're curious as what stock options and or what stock plays and option plays that I'm doing on the daily, then I left a link to my Patreon account as well. My Churchill Capital play here recently would have paid, that premium would have paid you for a couple years, probably, well, actually several years of becoming a member in my Patreon. So if you're curious or interested in all of that, then please go to that description below and click on those links. Draftkings is up nearly another 10% on the day. And that is at the time of this filming. They could have moved up or down by the time you see the video, I'm not sure. But that is up over 30% on the month. And you can see here that they are trading for nearly $60 per share. Now, this first part of good news should not come as a surprise because Michael Jordan himself is an investor in Draftkings. He's a fan, and he's also part owner of the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets have named Draftkings Incorporated as the exclusive official daily fantasy sports partner of the franchise. The multi-year agreement will greatly increase Draftkings' presence in North Carolina. Along with access to Hornets trademarks and logos, the deal provides that Draftkings branded LED signage will be featured courtside and on the basket at Spectrum Center, in addition to logo displays on top of the backboards. Draftkings Chief Business Officer Ezra Kucharz had this to say: Charlotte Hornets basketball games are must-watch TV for the NBA, and we look forward to providing Hornets fans with a best-in-class gaming experience. We look forward to deepening our business relationship with the Hornets organization through this new agreement and showcasing Draftkings in North Carolina. This marketing could be big for Draftkings because you got to remember, the same people that they're marketing to are going to be the same people that are using that platform. If you're people that are watching sports, a lot of them are also betting on the games. Now, would I rather have seen an NBA contract and that get pushed out to all the teams? Yes, of course. But with restrictions being heavy in some states over fantasy and gambling, I can understand why they have to go after individual teams, and I'm 100% content with that. But I am hopeful this can start a trend, and from what I understand, this deal alone is worth $300 to $500K. Now, the top reason that Draftkings is trading higher is no other than Cathie Wood, no question. It's not the only reason, but it is most certainly the main reason. Anything Cathie touches right now trends upward. That's just, it is what it is. Cathie Wood and ARK Invest bought 620,300 shares of Draftkings valued at nearly $34 million. The position was put into Cathie's ARK Next Generation Internet ETF. It's a small position for really any of Kathy's ETFs because they're growing leaps and bounds, it seems like, by the day. But it is an impressive start because it is at the bottom of the list of holdings, but it is an impressive start, and it does kind of bode to Kathy's bullishness on what she believes could probably be good return on Draftkings. Kathy Wood is not the only one bullish on Draftkings. Goldman Sachs analyst Stephen Gramblin upgrades Draftkings from neutral to buy and raises the price target from $45 to $65, a $20 increase. Morgan Stanley also upgraded their position to overweight from neutral on Draftkings. This is what Gramblin from Goldman Sachs had to say. We upgrade Draftkings based on the sustained market leading position in key states, ability to participate in the economics of single operator states, and presence of national contracts which will allow to achieve scale sooner than the broader peer group. Analyst Vitaly Umansky of Sanford C. Bernstein initiated coverage on the company. His initial recommendation is an unhesitating outperform, buy in other words, at a price target of $71 per share. He's forecasting a compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 20% through 2030 in the company's tally of daily active users, DAUs, a frequently used metric of engagement for online businesses. DraftKings and Penn National's Barstool Sportsbook went live in Michigan a couple weekends ago, and the former will also launch its online sports betting in Virginia. DraftKings now has legalized online sports betting in 12 states, which is the most in the industry. Keep pushing, DraftKings. I find it hard that a lot of these states and these governments their interest is not going to be piqued when they see that dangling carrot of tax revenue, that tax earnings coming in through these gambling platforms, and not be interested enough to start introducing more legislation for their states to legalize online gambling. That can be, in the future, that's going to be a pretty damn big carrot. DraftKings will announce their fourth quarter earnings as well as their full year earnings on February 26th before the market opens. So there is a lot of potential that we could see another jump in the share price around the end of the month. In the meantime, as states consider opening up the gates to online gambling, every time someone does, we're going to see an increase in share price because we're going to see an increase in revenue. And we haven't even started looking at the big four. Once Florida, California, Texas, and New York get on board, the share price is going to skyrocket. There is still, I feel like this company, this stock share price right now is still fairly cheap considering what it could be in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, it's hard to even put a point on where it could be at, but I could see it being most certainly $250 plus. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, I hope your stocks stay green. I hope you stay safe. I hope everyone out there takes care. And please go check those links out in the description below.